Well, hello everyone. My name is Dara Rath and I'm the pastor here at Faith Lutheran Church in Port Elgin, Ontario, Canada. Each week I bring you a story that takes about 5 minutes to watch. And this story this week is by an anonymous author, and it's about keeping your priorities straight. And it's a book called Flowers in the Wind by Robert Coos. And that is what the philosophy professor in the following story tried to teach his students by way of creative demonstration about keeping your priorities straight. First, the professor took an empty glass jar and started to fill it with golf balls. When he could not fit any more golf balls into the jar, he asked the class if the jar was full. They answered yes. He then picked up a box of pebbles and poured them gently into the jar, shaking the jar a little so that the pebbles could get in between the golf balls. When he could fit no more pebbles, he asked the class if the jar was full. Again, they said yes. He then picked up a box of sand and began to pour the sand into the jar. The sand filled up all the spaces in between the pebbles and the balls. When no more sand could fit, the students once again agreed that the jar was full. The professor then took 2 cans of beer and poured them into the jar, effectively filling up all the remaining space. After doing that, the professor said, "I want you to recognize that this jar represents your life. The golf balls represent the very important things in your life, such as your family, your health, friends, faith, and passions. If everything else was lost, the only golf balls remained, your life would be full. The pebbles represent other things that matter in your life, things like your job, your car, your house, your clothes. The sand represents everything else in your life, the things that are truly not that important. If you fill the jar with sand first, then there would be no room for the golf balls and pebbles. Your life would lack meaning. Therefore, you need to set priorities in your life, filling it with the truly important things. Spend quality time with children. Visit your parents and grandparents more often. Take your spouse on date nights. Expand your mind with new interests, and take time to relax and laugh. Take care of the golf balls first, the things that really matter. Do you now see the importance of setting priorities? Everything else is just sand." Well, one student raised her hand and asked what the beer represented. The professor smiled and said, "I'm so glad you asked. The beer just shows you that no matter how full your life may seem, there's always room for a couple of beers with a friend." Isn't that wonderful? This is a really good story, and it really is excellent representation of our life, a creative demonstration indeed. And actually tomorrow night I'm going out for dinner with my book club, and we're going to be going to a play that's playing here in Southampton. So I'm going to spend some time with my friends. Always a couple of moments to spend with your friends. So thanks for taking 5, and blessings on your day. I hope you're having a really good summer.